Well, happy Wellness Wednesday mornings with Luann and Tim. How are you this morning? We want to say a huge thank you to KC Security for sponsoring the show. They support us and we certainly appreciate it. How are you?
I think we're psychic.
You do?
I think so.
Why?
Because we were just talking yesterday about expressions and how you can use certain expressions to not use the Lord's name in vain and stuff.
Like the one with the lamb. Do that again.
That one again?
That's so funny.
Jesus in the garden and mercy in my soul. I'm so hungry I could eat the leg off the Lamb of God.
I love that.
So today
I love too how you say it, the Lamb of God.
Today is for Pete's Sake Day.
Pete's sakes.
Now, you see, who do you think... Oh, look at that. Who do you think... I don't think that's Pete, but do you know who Pete is for Pete's sake?
No.
I think, and this is what other people think too, it's St. Peter.
Oh, really?
Well, because you substitute, instead of "oh, for Christ's sake," you would say, "oh, for Christ's sake." You would say, "oh, for Pete's sake," because he's like, the right-hand man.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't St. Peter kind of like the right-hand man?
No, I don't know.
Well, wasn't it Peter who was kneeling at the foot of the cross when Jesus was dying? He said, "Mother, this is your son, this is your mother."
Oh, I don't. Wow.
You remember that story?
No, I don't.
When Jesus was dying and his mother Mary was at the foot of the cross. I do remember the
story. I don't know if it was Peter.
I'm pretty sure it was Peter.
I thought it was Paul.
No, or maybe it was Mary. Peter, Paul, and Mary. They were all there.
Doing a little tune?
Yeah, they were singing.
Yeah. Trying to get him through it,
If I had a hammer, I'd take those friggin' nails out. That's what Peter, Paul, and Mary were singing at the foot of the cross. I'm going to hell right now.
You so are? I'll see you there.
Take those friggin' nails out.
So you know what? There I am.
I wasn't finished yet, but go ahead.
Oh, go ahead then.
Well, the first time that phrase is for Pete's sake, 1903. And then it became, "oh, for the love of Pete." Now that one, have you heard that?
That's cute.
"Oh, for the love of Pete."
Oh, for the love of Pete in the garden.
1906. And then, for some reason, "in the name of Pete," I've never heard that before.
No, me neither.
1942. Tell me what you were to say. I interrupted. You were ready to move on.
Well, you know what? I focus a lot. I'm a news nerd. Let's just put that out there. That's what I do. I do news during the day, and then I go home and watch news. And I was disturbed yesterday. I was watching an American channel, and the story was about a 6-year-old girl in Florida who was arrested, zip-tied her hands behind her back, put in a cruiser, and brought to jail from her school, crying the whole time, "Please don't arrest me, please don't arrest me, I don't want to go.
Give me a second chance.
Just give me a second chance." And what happened was, apparently, she has behavioral issues. So she was kicking somebody in class. So behavioral issues, happen. My daughters are teachers, and it's unfair to expect a teacher to teach and deal with one behavioral issue child. But at this point, this is the cool school system. So put the kid in the hallway, or there's got to be a better solution. If I was that, I was sick to my stomach watching that poor little girl.
He's been dismissed or put on leave.
He should be.
I don't know whether I read fired, I read dismissed, put on leave. I'm not sure which.
And you know what else? What the heck is wrong with the officials at the school? Well, where's the teacher? Where's the principal? Why aren't they saying, no, you're putting freaking handcuffs on a 6-year-old child?
Because it's Florida.
I know, but still, seriously, I think about it, and I can't even look at it.
Luann, go to Twitter and watch the comments.
I can't listen to her begging to let her go.
The comments on Twitter are, "this girl needs some better parenting." Good for them. She deserves a swat on the behind. This is what people are actually saying on Twitter, that, "oh, well, if there was more of this going on in the world, good, one less thug to be dealt with." This is what people are saying online.
She's 6 freaking years old. What is wrong with people? I mean, she has to be dealt with. There's behavioral issues. Maybe it is a parenting issue. Maybe it's a teaching issue. Maybe it's a social issue. But that doesn't mean you should arrest her.
Your voice just went up too often.
I'm so ticked off. Boy, oh boy.
You should feel the energy coming off of her body right now. It's like,
I'm just, you know what? Like, imagine yourself at your age being arrested and feeling that helpless. and not being heard. She's 6 years old. Shame on them. Shame on that flippin' police officer.
Shame, she says.
I said loudly too.
Shame.
Poor little beaner.
Have you seen the ads for Burger King that are challenging McDonald's?
I don't know.
Okay, so have you ever heard the story? Was it, who made that thing, the McDonald's movie? The guy, remember there was a guy did a documentary about I'm going to just live on
eating it. Yeah, for a
and
month.
didn't they at one point also, was it in that movie or somewhere else, but they did a thing where they take McDonald's food and they put it in a container and they let it sit for like 10 days, 15 days, 30 days.
And it doesn't change.
Nothing happens. Nothing grows on it. So Burger King has an ad.
Oh, really?
On like buses and bus shelters, and it's a Whopper covered in mold.
Ew.
All over it, and it says, basically like
our food's real. Mm-hmm. No way.
Absolutely. This is that's the idea.
That's an interesting approach, isn't it?
Then I saw a sign on a Burger King's, the signs that they have out front, and here's the slogan was, "Why eat with a clown when you can dine with the king?"
Whoa, getting a little
shot fired.
Shot fired, right?
Burger King.
Burger King.
Well, you know what? Because here's the thing. McDonald's has gone all like boutique now, right?
Ish.
They've gone like the brownies and the cookies and the baking, and then there's
Apples
the coffees and they're bringing in the specialty things, and they're bringing things to your table now. They have buzzers.
Oh.
They got like the vibrating buzzer thing where your thing is ready, it'll vibrate and you can go get it. Or in some places they'll bring it to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know you can order on a...
You do it on self-order. Which is another thing. It's like, do you ever get a little ticked off when you go to Walmart and you've only got a couple things to check out, and you go to the self-checkout and you finish, and at the very end it says, tell us how we did today, or how did we do today? It's like, what do you mean you? I did all the work. Tell us how we did.
You're
did nothing.
Computer first.
And have you seen now grocery stores are going completely cashier free? There's versions of grocery stores where there will be nobody behind you would scan, all self-scanning.
How many jobs does that lost?
Right.
Plus, like my stomach hurts when I go to a grocery store that I have to pack my own groceries because I'm worried I'm holding everybody up. So I'm
at the no frills, but it's coming down. I feel like Lucy and Ethel with chocolate factory.
Right, I just
toss
things in there. Jim has to come with me because he packs.
It's so stressful.
My stomach ends up hurting and it's stressful. I don't want to go. It's just absolutely nuts hunga bunga. Imagine if I was swiping. I'd be throwing up on my own groceries.
How's your toast?
Hope you don't have crunchy peanut butter.
It's National Pistachio Day. Speaking of nuts.
What? Pistachio?
No. National Pistachio Day.
I thought you said
I didn't say that word. I'm not going to Gwyneth Paltrow today. National Pistachio Day.
I love pistachios.
So does Keith.
Really?
I think they're an awful lot of work.
Jim bought me some for my Christmas stocking that were already shelled. Keith.
And salted.
So good.
But he's fancy. He's like, I only want the pink ones. Because are there different color shells?
Yeah, there's pink ones. Or there's white ones.
See, I think he likes the pink ones. Am I wrong, Keith? Let me know.
I think the pink ones, too, are fun in a way, but your fingertips get all pink and so do your little lips.
Yeah, but I get sore breaking them. I hurt my fingernails. Those are the white ones. Yeah, I like the ones that are already shelled, too.
Yeah, I love those. You just take the bag and
I like pistachio ice cream, too.
Oh, I've never tried pistachio ice cream. Never.
Well, then.
Well, because I'm wondering about the texture. Like, are the pistachios, and then the texture can be okay, but then 1 second later it melts a little bit, and then it could be not okay. Right?
Everything's a trigger for you today. Everything. Okay, let's try this one. Ash Wednesday, go.
Oh my God, you're never walking around with that thing on your forehead?
Were you always proud of that thing, though?
I was.
I never wanted to wash it off.
I used to part my bangs.
So you could show it off.
Yes.
I've been smudged.
And you know what? To this day, I don't know if it's legal to wash that off or not.
Like the host, you can't put it in your pocket.
Don't touch the hose. What about the cross of the ashes?
Leave it.
You know?
Don't take any chances.
Don't touch it.
No.
If you're washing your hair, put some masking tape over it so you can.
Did you ever do that? Did you ever put the tape on your kiss curls? My sister Karen used to, but you go to bed at night, she'd make a kiss curl and then she would scotch tape it to her face.
Yes, I've seen my mother
So when she
do
woke
that,
up in the morning, she had kiss curls.
I was after the kiss curls.
That's true. You were. Nick Jonas is on The Voice.
He is. He's good.
I guess I missed the first episode, so I watched it on PVR last night, and then look at him. He's
so cute.
You know what? I didn't know that I liked him. He's fun.
He is, yeah.
Like, I enjoy, and he's got a good rapport with the other people. I'm enjoying The Voice so far.
And it was funny because Blake Shelton was teasing him prior to the season starting, saying, you know, my girlfriend's out of a job now because of you, so you're going to pay. During an interview, he was making all these threats to him.
Oh, yeah, because Gwen's gone because of him. Yeah. Right.
And then so he responded by saying, I'm not concerned because as long as Blake's glass is full, he'll be just fine.
Oh.
Zing.
No, that's I've been enjoying it. I got halfway through the second episode, and then I really had to go to sleep because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my word.
I know. I was trying to catch up so I could I was doing it for the love of the viewers. By the way, guess who sent us an email?
Who? We got an email?
If it wasn't from Keith or Jim, who would have sent us an email?
Sue Rymacki.
No, not from Sault Ste. Originally from Sault Ste. Marie, but not living here anymore.
Michelle! Hi,
from
Michelle.
Indiana.
Aw,
she said, you guys said you never got an email, so I sent you one.
We have a new email. LouandJimShow@gmail.com.
Why do you keep calling me Jim?
Tim. Why is that? Why do I do that?
You go ahead and you introduce my
You know why? You know why? Because our
I'm going to get Jim.
No. Our personal email address is LouandJim@gmail.com.
That's why I keep Lou it. Yours.
Yes.
Now you just gave out your personal email.
Oh, I did.
LouandTimShow@gmail.com. Thank you, Michelle.
Send us an email. Remind me to say Tim instead of Jim. It's so hard to keep all my.
You know who's on the show today, Lou Ann? Do you want to know who's on the show today?
Yeah, whatever.
Entomica has moved.
Oh, yes.
We went there on location, and also Shadows of the Mind Film Festival.
Ooh,
another look at some of the things coming up. Plus, she has the news. I have to go get Jim now to host the show.
See you later. Back right after this.
Home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place, at the right time, in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell or white paint.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
This is On TV.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. If you smoked weed, wait at least 4 hours before getting behind the wheel, or don't drive at all if you're new to it, have eaten it, or if you've mixed it with alcohol.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and I get to be on location today at one of my favorite places, the Bush Plane Museum, which has become an even more favorite place because now it's also the home of the brand new Entomica insectarium. Of course, Entomica used to be located in the Mill Market, but they have brand new digs here. Beautiful new home in the Bush Plane Museum, and I'm just wondering, how do you like your new home here, Mantis? I'm bugging out. I'm bugging out. It's so cool. I'm bugging out. Speaking of bugging out, did you notice that I actually have Leafy on me here? This place is, I've always loved coming here, and one of the reasons it's great to visit is because of the people who are through these doors. Come on in. It's Michael and Jess. How are you? Michael Odom, nice to see you again. Thanks for having us back. Jess, your last name is?
Fisher.
Jess Fisher. You're kind of new to Entomica, aren't you?
Yes, I just started in January.
How did you end up here, Jess?
Well, I graduated from one of the NEOS programs at Sault College.
NEOS stands for what?
Natural Environment Outdoor Studies.
Okay.
And so I have an interest in insects.
Did you actually study entomology at Sault College as part of that program?
Yes,
Yeah.
entomology was a course.
I didn't know that we actually had that. Where'd you go to school, you? I forget, Michael. I think you might have told me before. What's your background?
School down south, down at Western, yeah.
Okay. How many years now? You've been with Entomica at least 3, no?
This is my 3rd year, yeah.
It is, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What do you think about this? Like this isn't it gorgeous? We are like literally. If Jacob, I'm going to get you to just turn this way so you can actually see outside this window. You'll realize where we are in relation to the Bush Plane Museum. There's the planes outside and the bugs are inside. And so, guys, when you started this move, when? This has been going on for a while, obviously.
Yeah, we started construction back in the fall and moved in just before Christmas. And since then, we've been building everything up, and we're just about ready to go now.
And there are some new additions besides Jess, because you weren't here. How long have you been here now, did you say?
Since beginning of January.
Beginning of January. So you are relatively new as well. Did you spend much time at the other location at all? Did you, yeah?
Yes, I have 2 young children, and we frequented the Mill Market and Entomica quite often.
Yeah, so now I'm going to say the traffic, probably foot traffic is going to increase here. Would you say so, Michael?
I would say so, Tim, and we're going from being open 2 days a week to 7 days a week, so 10 to 4 every day, so that's helping a lot as well.
Oh my, that is phenomenal. Also, I mean, for instance, you just recently had the family day here at the Bush Plane. What was that like for you guys? Was it wonderful, crazy?
That was pretty crazy. That's certainly the busiest day we've had since we've been here. Couple thousand people through the doors.
And now, just this isn't even really the grand opening yet. I mean, this you're still kind of getting things set up. When is the grand opening scheduled? It's like a family grand opening.
Yep, so the family grand opening is scheduled for February 29th.
Okay, what time, Michael? The regular hours?
Yeah, all day. Bush Plane's normal hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday the 29th.
Will there be anything special going on as far as activities? I mean, it's enough just to come in here and see how beautiful this place is and some of the new displays. But are there special activities going on that day?
We're still working on it, Tim. We're hoping to have some face painters and balloon makers and all the good stuff.
Speaking of painters, Jess was saying, oh my gosh, I'm going on the interview and I have paint all over my hands. Can you please tell our audience what it is you're painting, Jess?
So right now I'm constructing our cockroach racetracks.
Yes, folks, you heard that right. Cockroach racetracks. What is that about?
So we'll go to fundraising events or birthday parties, and people can purchase or buy a cockroach for the day, and then we race them.
Do you actually have to be like a cockroach jockey to make the cockroaches run, or do they go pretty much on their own?
Oh no, you have to be specialized.
You do? And do you have that certification?
Yes, I do.
Okay, very good. Now you mentioned birthday parties. I'm going to wander this way to show you how, we never got to see your workroom before, guys. That's new, right?
It's our lab, yep.
The lab?
Yeah.
Michael, do you think that's of interest to people? I mean, you used to be tucked away in another room when you were at the Mill Market, but now everyone can see exactly what you do back there. Is that of interest to people?
Yeah, we're trying to show it off a little bit more, where the insects spend most of their time and how they live and eat, and make that available to people.
Also, you've inherited some amazing stuff like this beautiful countertop. Some of this artwork is breathtaking. Tell me the story about how Entomica ended up with these beautiful pieces.
We have a good good friend Felix, who has an insectarium in Ottawa, and he was looking to close down for a bit and spend some time in Vietnam, and so he's lent us a whole bunch of his stuff for us to use here.
Thanks, Felix. It really, the whole feel in here is different because of the airiness now. It really lends itself to this, doesn't it? And John Dides, our friend John, he was sort of the brainchild of Entomica, wasn't it? Was John?
Yeah, he was among them, certainly, and he's our resident artist here who fabricates a lot of these displays.
John has a real eye for design. A lot of these the stone stuff is new. I know I didn't notice that stuff before. Beautiful colors he's incorporated here. I like the little things, like the little touches, like the bird's nest. Really, really nice. Also, it's a lot of fun. I guess you must have fun with the kids. Jess was showing me about one of the insects that disguises itself. I mean, these creatures are masters of fitting into an environment to protect themselves, right?
Yeah, camouflage, masters of disguise, certainly.
So you showed me, what was the one that you showed me, the one that jumped off the plant?
The Orchid Mantis?
Yes.
Yeah, we can certainly show you her.
Yeah, we already got a shot of it, but it's just one of those examples of you would never even know that thing was there when you see it, and it's on the plant. But you would not even realize that there's actually a bug on there. An insect. Do you call them bugs?
Sometimes we call them bugs, yep.
But for the most part, insects is the proper term.
Yes, correct.
Do you think it hurts their feelings when you call them bugs? She's beautiful. There's a larger one too, right? She's gorgeous. So now, you were talking about for birthday parties, the cockroach races for birthday parties or special events. Birthday parties, do you get a lot of kids coming in here booking parties? I mean, now that you've got this space, is it going to lend itself to that?
Yeah, we do, Tim. We have exclusive use of the Bush Plain space for birthday parties. So regardless of whether or not someone wants to have a birthday party with Entomica specifically, if they want to use the Bush Plain space, they can book with us.
So when they book with you, what they pay to come in, and it's up to 12 children, 12 adults, I think is what you're looking at, maximum?
Yeah, we'll accommodate any group.
Right. Okay. So when they pay the admission fee, when they pay the birthday party fee, whatever, they're getting the whole Bush Plain Museum experience plus Entomica and a separate area for food. Is that right, too, for them to bring in their own goodies?
Yeah, we have a separate area we have set up where they can have their pizza and cake and present opening.
That's phenomenal. Also now, as well as from every age, you got kids coming in here for birthday parties. You also do outreach to seniors. Is that right, Michael?
Yeah, we do, especially during the week of the Science Festival. So Sault Ste. Marie's Science Festival, I think going into its 6th year this year. And we call it Science for Seniors. We try and visit every senior's home in town.
That's so nice. They must get a kick out of that. Also, you travel to the schools as well.
Yes.
So you actually have a school program that you've designed, curriculum specific, designed for the different grades, and you travel to the schools.
Yep. Yeah, our school program.
So you package up the bugs? I'm sorry, insects. Sorry, insects. You package up the insects and take them, and you have a regular sort of a science fair that you do in the classrooms?
Yeah, so we'll attend, and generally we'll set up in a gymnasium, and so different classes can cycle through.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do outreach into the community, also fundraisers. You're available for fundraisers too?
So those cockroach tracks that Jess is working on now, we're going to use those at Sault College March 5th for their United Way fundraising campaign.
Excellent. You also, of course, if anybody who happened to catch the famous episode of The Amazing Race Canada that was shot here in Sault Ste. Marie with the cockroach, what do you call it, the cranium thing?
Yeah, the cockroach cranium, will be using that that day as well for their fundraiser.
That's where you stick your head in it, and then they put cockroaches all over your head, and you have to sit there. And,
That's quite the challenge.
Have you with your hair? Have you ever done that?
Not with this long hair.
I would be afraid.
Yeah, I would be a little bit nervous.
Cockroaches. But you know what? It's interesting that you think that some of these bugs, you might think some insects are not very pretty, but then when you really see their faces, they actually have, it's almost like you can see expressions. Is that crazy? Am I nuts? But I think I saw some expressions.
I think you're not nuts, yeah.
You think I'm not nuts?
No, you're not. Yeah.
Okay, so personalities, I mean, do you see different traits in some of the creatures that you have here?
Yep, especially Rosie, our rose-hair tarantula. She's very friendly.
Yes.
Yeah, she's definitely got a friendly personality.
So Jess, tell me some of the things that set an insect apart, that makes them insects, the features of the creatures, the creature features.
So a few features are their compound eyes.
Okay, how many eyes do they have?
More than two. This Orchid Mantis specifically has about 5 eyes.
Wow, it must be hard to get glasses that fit. Okay, what's next?
3 pairs of legs.
It reached out to me. Yes.
So 6 in total.
3 pairs of legs, 6 legs, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that always insects or just this one? Always?
Yep. Insects, yep.
And then what else?
Wings, antennae, they have 3 segments to their body. Their head, thorax, and abdomen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So are these the things that you teach kids in the schools?
Yeah.
Okay. And these are what you travel with, so the insects would travel. Now that's pretty unique. Let's talk about the fact that you actually take the insects out, as we said, for parties, special events, fundraisers, school trips, school outings. There's not a lot of places that do that. Is that true, Michael?
That's true, Tim.
Insectariums?
Yeah, we're actually regulated by the CFIA, so this is a quarantine area, and we have permission to temporarily take them out into the public, and I think we're the first that had been granted that authorization.
And as far as we know, maybe I think Science North is the only other one, and they're very limited in what they'll take out of their home base, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Now what about the schools now, right now, if the strikes continue and stuff, how are you working that with the schools?
So we will actually go into the schools to offer our interactive program with the children. It's curriculum-based.
Right.
So that gives them a chance to still have an opportunity to learn about the insects.
So it's not like a field trip where the kids have to leave and it's not being done right now, that you actually go to them and that's allowed?
Yeah, we'll go to them, that's allowed, and we can save them bus fare too.
How many work here? Do you know? Wait, I should ask you.
We have a strong volunteer base as well, Tim, so we try and include them in those activities.
Hey, do you allow students to volunteer?
Yeah, we do. We try and target high school and college and university students.
So in high school, if you need community service hours, this would be a really cool place to work.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then awards. Let's talk about some of the awards you guys have won, because internationally, how many insectariums are there in this country? Do you even know?
I don't know the answer to that, Tim. I only know of 3.
Really? So it's pretty unique to have this.
Yep.
And are you being recognized as an industry now? Are you receiving awards and acclamations?
Yeah, it's kind of a niche industry, Tim, but we're a registered science center, so we've received some awards from the Canadian Association of Science Center.
You have?
And even the city recently, Tourism SSM, granted us an award back in the fall.
See, that's the thing. I mean, if you're coming to Sault Ste. Marie and you come to the Bushplane Museum, this is such an added bonus. We're already the only Bushplane Museum in the country. Yeah. And now, you combine that with this insectarium, we're a destination, Sault Ste. Marie. So people are invited to come out here and see this brand new beautiful space. Tell me, oh my gosh, thanks for coming to say hello as we say goodbye. The date again was February the
29th, Saturday the 29th. We'll be open all day, and we welcome everyone to come out.
Absolutely. Jess, thanks for educating me. I feel so smart about insects now, and it's always nice to see you, Michael.
Good to see you too, Tim. Thank you so much for coming by.
Always a pleasure. Tell John Didies I said hi, and you can come and say hi to Entomica Insectarium, located in the Bushplane Museum in the heart of downtown Sault Ste. Marie. We'll be back with more Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim right after this.
This is On TV.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Imagine knowing about incidents, closures, and road work all before starting your trip. Ontario 511 lets you know before you go. You can get real-time information directly from the Ministry of Transportation, because the more you know, the easier it is for you to go. And spend the time doing the things that matter most.
You're a fashionista.
Okay.
Well, you often talk about the fashions and what people are wearing.
I do like clothing. I'm too cheap to buy any of it, though.
Well, a graduate from the London College of Fashion. It's his graduate collection. The designer's name is Hari Krishnan, and he has designed a line of trousers that are inflatable. Yes, they're made of latex. They are super wide inflatable trousers. There, take a look, Lou. They consist of up to 30 individual latex panels, which are either plain white or arranged in contrasting color blocks of brick red and forest or mint green. Hello. They fit snugly at the waist. They balloon out to double the width of the wearer around the thighs before tapering in again towards the ankles. You blow them up with a 7mm wide inflation valve at the bottom.
I wondered where they would be inflated.
Can you imagine? That'd be like that movie Airplane.
Right.
Remember that when they had to blow up the autopilot? Anyway.
That's weird.
This guy says he got the idea while he was playing with his dog. I know, it sounds weird. He was thinking, what does the dog see? Does his head look really huge to him? Do they even see his head? So he just started thinking about designing stuff, dimensions and visualization. And so his cutting method was adopted from morphing, a technique used by people like French photographer Jean-Paul Goude, in which you distort images by assembling fragments. So it's this whole cutting thing that he's done to create. Anyway, there's more though.
Waste of time, buddy.
There's more. He doesn't just work in latex and plastics. He also works in beads. So he complements his outfits with clothing made of beads. And there's a Luann that is completely made of plastic beads, shorts and a tank top.
Really?
And so he makes these things, so you would wear the beads on top and the plastic things on the bottom.
Wow.
Well, I'm just thinking you could never wear that in a warm environment.
I was going to say, isn't that hot?
Oh, the latex pants would stick and the beads would melt and you'd be just a mess.
Good. What are you
won't be seeing me walking those down.
No.
Walking down the street in those.
I don't blame you. They're kind of odd looking.
Yes.
Weird ideas out there in the whole world.
Well, they just, they're trying to make a mark in the fashion world, so.
Yeah, well, for sure. Speaking of making a mark, did you see that girl in London who a reporter just stopped her inadvertently?
Oh, in the subway thing?
And said, in the subway, and said,
finish this song.
Finish the song. So he started to sing Lady Gaga's Shallow, and she continued it.
I saw that. She was lovely. And I heard as she walked away, he was like, "You're a singer then?" And she said yes. And that was it. She didn't say, I don't know her background.
It wasn't self-promotion at all. But he was floored. You can imagine.
It's gorgeous.
So Ellen had her on the show yesterday.
Get out of here. No, really?
She did the whole song. Oh my word.
Oh, that's her, yes. Oh,
She's beautiful. Ellen was talking to her, asking her first question, and she said, "You know what? I'm sorry I didn't hear what you said. I can't believe I'm sitting right beside you."
Well, to go from walking in the subway in England to ending up on Ellen's show in the U.S.
If you can find that song from Ellen's show, go get it, because honestly, it's just such a lovely rendition.
I want to watch the interview to find out more about her. Like, what does she do?
And you know what? She sang
looking for a career?
Like strong, and looked like it was just she opened her mouth and it all just came out.
Man.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Not like when you open your mouth, whatever comes out. Sometimes you just wish it stayed in. Okay.
Maybe I should put more effort.
Do you want to try a rap contest?
What?
Rapping.
Yeah,
like what Jacob does.
Yeah, Jacob.
Okay, so Marshall Mathers, who lets Eminem.
Okay, yeah.
Marshall Mathers, that's his real name.
Okay.
He's got this thing called the Godzilla Challenge. So is Godzilla a song, Jacob? Okay, so he's got this song called Godzilla, and apparently he set a world record in rapping. 229 words in 30 seconds.
What?
No, okay, so he's doing this contest, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, to challenge, and there's prizes.
Anybody else?
If you can do the Godzilla Challenge.
You know what, though? How do you know they're really saying the words?
No, I mean, when he does it, you hear the words. It's craziness.
Really?
Oh, I'm going to show you when we go back.
All right.
And Jacob can't do it. And we know that Jacob is very, very good.
Yeah.
So Jacob can't even do it.
I wouldn't do the Godzilla Challenge.
I could try it.
Do it.
I want to try. Jacob, write all the words down for me. I could 229 words.
We'll get Jacob to film you, and we'll run it
words
tomorrow.
In 30 seconds. That's just like a Monday morning for me.
Yeah, that's you talking on a cup of coffee.
On a cup of coffee.
Absolutely. Who's coming up next? Me with the news.
Well, I'm glad you're paying attention. Mm-hmm. What's my name?
Tim.
Luann.
Stay tuned right after this commercial break. We're going to do something serious.
Thanks, Betty Lou.
We're going to take a look at the news. Stay with us.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
While a blockade continues at the International Bridge here in Sault, Ontario, police say that Huron Street has been reopened, but they still want you to use the Carmen's Way entrance into the Bridge Plaza. Meanwhile, Toronto police say they've made 3 arrests after a protest emerged last evening in the city's West End, and it's all part of an ongoing demonstration in support of a British Columbia First Nation. Police say in a tweet this morning that officers provided protesters with an injunction and began moving them from rail tracks. They say most were cooperative, but arrests were made when necessary. The blockade threatened to delay morning commutes west of the city, but police say the rail line has been cleared. Nationwide rail and road blockades have been popping up for weeks now as a show of support for the hereditary chiefs of the Wet'suwet'en Nation in northwestern BC, who oppose a natural gas pipeline project cutting across their traditional territory. Armed with public ire over ongoing rail and road blockades and concern over a decision by Tech Frontier to cancel its proposed mine project in Alberta, Conservatives pressed government on its plan to support Canada's oil and gas sector during question period yesterday. Conservative leader Andrew Scheer accused Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of inaction on the rail blockades and questioned why his government took 14 months to deliberate on whether to approve the mine project before the company announced this week it was abandoning its development plans.
Speaker, the Prime Minister was a teacher before he got elected, and he has taught protesters a valuable lesson. They can bring our economy to its knees. They can hold illegal blockades, holding up our rail traffic and leading to layoffs, and he will do absolutely nothing. Does the Prime Minister realize that his weakness has caused this situation to spiral out of control?
The new year began with some inconvenience for over 7,000 PUC customers as a strong winter storm knocked out power lines, with some outages lasting for 3 days. Yesterday, PUC services, along with the Canadian Red Cross, Algoma Public Health, the City of Sault Ste. Marie, Sioux Fire Services, and Vulnerable Persons Registry, held an open house to help residents better understand how to prepare for 72-hour power outages. Katie Elliott is the manager of corporate communications with the PUC.
We're at the North Branch Public Library today for an emergency preparedness event. So because of the extended power outage that happened over the holidays, we thought it would be a good idea to bring some community partners together, open it up to the public, and talk about how to be prepared for 72 hours in the case of an extended power outage. So we reached out to the city, the fire services are here, Canadian Red Cross, Sioux Search and Rescue joined us, Algoma Public Health. So we brought all these partners together to discuss what people should do to be prepared in case of an extended power outage. So some of the top things are: do not open your freezer if there is a power outage. So some people don't think about that, but make sure you keep your freezer closed. Other things we're talking about are related to generators. There's lots of questions people are asking about what kind of generator they should have, how do they operate that. We're also making sure people have like batteries on hand, candles, flashlights, those sort of things, and make sure they know where they are in the house in case that the power does go out. There is a partnership between the PUC and the city and the Red Cross and the Vulnerable Registry. So there is communication that goes on between all of those organizations. The PUC will notify if there's people on the Vulnerable Registry list that need to be notified sooner about an extended power outage. And then so those parties communicate, and the PUC is able to give some estimations in terms of how long the power may be out for. So there's different ways you can reach out to the PUC or the city. You can visit our website website at ssmpc.com, and there's lots of information, tips and tricks on things that they can do to be prepared in the event of an extended power outage, and they can always reach out to us at any time. We're also hoping to make this an annual event, probably later in the fall before some of the more severe weather comes, so that we can start this conversation a bit earlier in the year so that people feel more prepared going into the winter season.
The federal government will introduce legislation today aimed at making it easier for intolerably ill Canadians to get medical help to end their lives. The bill will scrap a provision in the law that allows only those already near death to receive medical assistance in dying, as ordered by a Quebec court last fall. But it also is expected to go further than the court ruling. Sources say it will drop the requirement that a person must wait 10 days after being approved for an assisted death before actually receiving the procedure. And it will drop the requirement that a person must be able to give consent a second time immediately prior to receiving the procedure. The sources spoke on condition of anonymity because they're not authorized to reveal details of the bill prior to its tabling in the House of Commons this afternoon. The bill amends a 4-year-old law.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Come on down and celebrate the leap year the right way with Maitland Ford Lincoln's Leap In and Drive Away event. Take advantage of spectacular one-time only deals on several 2019 and 2020 models, including the 2019 Ford Escape and the 2020 Ford F-150. Plus, you'll be receiving the fourth payment on your brand new vehicle completely free of charge. But you'd better hurry because Maitland Ford Lincoln's Leap In and Drive Away event will only last until March 2nd at Maitland Ford Lincoln, 1124 Great Northern Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Such a lovely thing. Mary Hart and John Tesh were back together again on Entertainment Tonight last night.
That's a while.
You know what? They looked phenomenal. It was lovely to see them together. They worked for 10 years together.
Wow.
24 years ago.
Look, that's John Tesh.
That's
now?
John Tesh.
Remember when he had all the blonde hair and everything?
Yeah. I find his face looks the same. Of course, his hair is different. But it was very emotional.
Was it?
Yeah, they did the intro and stuff to the show and then threw it to some other hosts who were on location. But then they came back and they started to chat more personally. And he has a book. And Mary Hart was asking him about his new book. And she started to tear up because she said, I had no idea how sick you were with cancer.
Oh.
He about died.
I didn't know that.
No, yeah, he just about died. So she is holding back tears, trying to ask him and feeling so badly for him. At one point, he asked his wife to kill him. He was in very, very bad shape, apparently. He had prostate cancer. And had to have a surgery, and the surgery didn't work out properly, so he had to have another surgery. Tons of pain, it seemed like, and he at one point he got on a bicycle and just drove away, and then realized 20 minutes later, I can't live without my family, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he was crying during the interview as well. So it was a very, very emotional, lovely reunion though. You know, it was.
I wonder if 10 years from now, you know, there'll be a reunion of the Betty Lou and Jim show. Mornings with Betty Lou and Jim, and we'll see each other. I'll go, Betty Lou, and you'll say, Jim, and it'll make total sense then, because we won't really remember who we really were.
Exactly. We could be anybody we want to be.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to be Jason Derulo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
He's beautiful.
He is cute.
But he's got one feature he doesn't like.
Oh.
We know it's not his crotch.
Right?
Because he's not ashamed to show that off.
He's not scared of that.
I mean, they had to CGI out the bump in Cats. Remember that story? They CGI'd out his groin because it was too distracting. So
just while he was normal.
Turns out he would rather they had CGI'd out his feet.
Oh.
He doesn't like his feet.
Really?
Jason Derulo.
Who's even looking at your feet,
That's
Jason?
what I'm saying. I don't get down that far. I don't like feet anyway. You?
No, I have nice feet, but I generally don't.
So say you.
Yes. So say everyone.
What about Jim? Does he like your feet?
He likes my feet. I call his feet Fred Flintstone toes. His big toe is like.
No, in my family, sometimes our feet look like fingers, and that's distracting. I don't like you need the long, narrow. Just like, Anyway, I'm not.
When we were in Cuba, we went with some friends, and our friend, has finger toes. We call them. Yeah. So
Okay, listen.
What you don't know about?
Have you seen people who can actually use their toes to pick things up?
Yes.
There was a guy in university who could
like
grab
artists and
No,
stuff.
it wasn't a guy. Anyway, we have to go. Shadows of the Mind Film Festival.
Awesome.
This is, I think, our second installment, and we've got 2 more coming tomorrow. We're highlighting all the films. Well, not all. There's 29 of them, but wait till you see. Watch this coming up right after this, and then there's that with you and us.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell white paint.
Describe what Daddy does?
Because we stick, they make them off. No, he fights fires. And he saves lives.
Thank you. How you doing? I'm Rico.
Oh, no shit.
How are you?
I'm Annette.
Hi, Annette. My pleasure to meet you.
Why would
It's beautiful. Because you guys are the real deal, man. You guys are the real deal.
Because we're actors. We feel a vicarious sense of responsibility. But I can't imagine what kind of pressure that police officer is under over a 20-year career.
When we sign up for the job, what we don't know is what emotional toll this job takes on you.
Wellness Wednesday, we're focusing on what's happening tomorrow with Shadows of the Mind Film Festival, because Shadows of the Mind is very much talking about mental health, mental wellness, mental illness, all of those things, right? What is it, Bill? Is it 1 in 4 Canadians experience mental illness?
That's right. And I think is that we also look at is that it's everybody has mental health.
We all have mental health.
We all have mental health. Some to varying degrees, right? And so what it is just really looking at people are not wanting to come out because there's a stigma attached to identifying an illness. Is that if someone says cancer, you're going to get sympathy, you're going to get support. But if you have, say that I have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, people are going to react a little bit differently, and we're wanting to change change how people react.
And let's face facts. Mental illness can be caused by things like trauma, and I think some of what you're talking about in today's films are about first responders.
That's right.
And there can be serious trauma in their lives in dealing with the crises that they have to deal with on a daily basis as professionals, and the toll that it takes on them.
That's right.
So let's talk a little about this first responders.
And Wednesday morning we're going to be starting First Responders Appreciation Day.
Sorry, it's Thursday. Thursday,
okay.
27th. I said Wednesday because I'm going to air this on Wednesday.
Okay.
So.
And on Thursday is The Other Side of Heroes, a Canadian documentary, and it really looks at going and talking about the lives of first responders and the trauma that you just talked about they have to go through, and some of the mental health concerns. Right. And they have to be stoic and they have to be brave in the face of things, but they have issues as well. And so we're going to be having a panel discussion afterwards. Yes.
Love those panel discussions. And both of these are admission by donation. Both of these based on sort of the theme of first responders. The first is The Other Side of Hero. The other one is called now Ernie and Joe Crisis Con.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be able to. I'm being told that she is going to be on that bridge. Where's she at? She's sitting on the rail here.
No one calls us to give us good news. They call us because something bad is happening, and so they're in a crisis.
Are you okay?
We used to have a saying in law enforcement, ask, tell, make. I'm going to ask you to do it, I'm going to tell you to do it, and I'm going to make you do it.
On average, in a police academy in this country, they spend 60 hours or more learning how to shoot a gun, and they spend 8 on mental health and communication.
Yes, saw this in Traverse City. What a beautiful film is that in Sault Ste. Marie we have a crisis intervention team that responds to people that may have issues around their mental illness or mental health. This really talks about having a real focus on intervention before things get out of control.
Oh, okay.
Right? Is that I know that police forces now they spend hundreds of hours learning how to shoot a gun and target practice, whatever it may be, but not so much on mental health intervention.
Okay.
These guys, they don't wear uniforms. They go
They're
out.
special police officers
Special
who deal
police
with...
officers, right. And they're there to support and to train other police officers on how to do it. A very good film.
Wow. That would be really informative. And again, panel discussion to follow.
Panel discussion to follow.
Winner of 4 Best Documentary Awards, that one.
It's really, really good.
What are we doing that evening now? We're going to the Grand Theater.
Grand Theater at 5 o'clock, Castle in the Ground.
So my mom's really sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No, I mean, so could you keep your music down? Sorry.
Sure, absolutely. Of course. Did you drive here?
Yeah.
Do you think you could get...
Filmed in Sudbury, Ontario.
Yeah.
And it's talking about during the opioid crisis in Sudbury.
Okay.
And so
Close to home.
It's a drama, and it's going to be...
this is an actual film, scripted film.
Scripted film. This is...
Nev Campbell.
Right
on.
Right, and
filmed in Sudbury. Imogen Putz, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's going to be at 5 o'clock. And the reason we're at 5 o'clock is that we were finally able to get this, and so we put this in a time where people are hopefully just getting off work and have a little bit of time to come over to the theater. And it's sponsored by the Drug Strategy, Oklahoma Public Health, and so that there's going to be people there. We haven't confirmed any kind of panel discussion, but I'm sure there will be discussion after this pretty enlightened film.
This was at TIFF? Was this one at TIFF?
This here one was at TIFF, and it was at
Toronto
Cinefest.
International Film Festival.
That's right.
Globe and Mail says this film will stay with you for a long, long time. I guess it's pretty impactful.
Very impactful.
And then even later that evening, we're going over to the Galaxy. 7:30 is the screen time for And the Birds Rain Down. I love the clip that you sent me for this one.
Je me demande qui je serais si j'étais resté ici. Une peine imbuvable, à qui la faute?
Je me suis perdue en auto, cul-de-sac, puis j'ai entendu une voix, fait que c'est vous la voix.
Ah ouais.
Fait qu'ici, il y a juste vous deux.
Puis on n'existe pas pour personne.
C'est ma tante. C'est la sœur aînée de mon père. Je cherche un endroit pour la loger, un endroit discret. Elle a nulle part où aller.
Hey, nous autres, on veut pas de trouble. Si la police débarque ici, on va se ramasser dans un hospice à manger du mou. On va entre 4 murs de béton derrière les barreaux. Ici, c'est juste en attendant.
Va falloir vous trouver un nom. Comment on vous appellera dans votre nouvelle vie?
Marie des Neiges. J'aimerais qu'on m'appelle Marie des Neiges.
It's a beautiful film.
It's French language.
French language, English subtitles. The Quebec, the films in Quebec are just really, they just have such a gentle, powerful way of telling a story.
It is.
And this is a story of a woman who was living isolated in a nursing home, and then is taken to meet these gentlemen who are living in the bush. Hermits.
Yeah.
Right? And they have lived through a major forest fire.
This is why the title of "And the Birds Rained Down." The fires were so hot.
That's right.
Killed the birds, and the birds rained down.
And it's just about regeneration, right?
Yes.
About regeneration, about living the life you want to live, and it's the cast.
Superlative.
Yes, and so
top-notch.
And this is our shared Algoma International Film Screening, and so we're hoping people will come out to see this, English subtitles.
And this is one of the top 10 at TIFF.
Top 10 at TIFF. I mean, we have a few top 10s here, and come out and support Canadian content.
And here's the description, which I think, from what I saw, this sounds like a lovely description. Louis Archambault's gently paced and unexpectedly deep new film has a kind of tenderness you don't often experience in the movies.
That's right.
Sounds like a nice night out.
Oh yeah. We don't look for special effects, we look for special affects.
That's great, Bill.
Right? How we make you, how do you feel when you see this film?
Right. All of these films, if you want to learn more and about the whole Toronto International Film Festival, Shadows of the Mind Film Festival, hey, we're right up there with them.
We're there.
All of this is available on your website, and the address is
shadowsfilmfest.com.
And also, I know that Trina here at Superior Media on Sue Online has put all of these films as well. You can just go to the Sue Online community calendar, and it's all there for you with the links to all the trailers as well.
That's great.
Okay, Bill, congratulations on a wonderful lineup. We've got more to come. Bill's going to visit us again before the festival wraps up. As you can see, the dates. This goes right through to March the 1st. It's an amazing thing. How many films in total this year?
29 films this year. Congratulations. Thank you.
We'll be back with more with Luann and Tim right after this.
C'est beau ici.
Viens, l'eau est bonne.
J'ai jamais appris à nager.
Oui, je dirais pas où vous habitez, hein, promis.
Putain, travailles-tu pour le gouvernement, toi?
Non, je suis photographe. Je cherche des gens qui ont survécu au grand feu de la région.
Tout a brûlé. C'est un enfer.
Avez-vous connu Boy Chuck?
C'est une légende.
Il a marché durant 6 jours sans s'arrêter.
Toujours été clair que je prendrais ma retraite dans le bois. Puis cette vie-là, j'allais la vivre à mon goût.
Et maintenant, est à ton goût.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
I sure hope you enjoyed this Wellness Wednesday segment of Mornings with Luann and Tim. On tomorrow's show, we continue chatting with Bill McPherson to wrap up our Shadows of the Mind Film Festival features.
Quality films, my
fantastic.
goodness.
So tune in tomorrow and check out what Bill's got lined up for the remainder of the festival.
I love that chat that you have with him because he's so calm and you're so relaxed, and you get to see the clips and stuff.
Yeah.
So stay tuned tomorrow.
Thanks,
for sure.
Lou. And Lou will have the news.
And I'll have the news. And we want to say a huge thank you to you and to Casey Security, as always, for supporting us and sponsoring the show for us every single morning. Have an awesome day. Back to Bum Slide Thursday. See you then.
This